Guys, good morning. We've had the car here in the garden for 1 day, I think 2 days. And yeah, I've took the liberty yesterday night. I didn't film it, I'm sorry about that. To disassemble some of the parts inside the car because, as I mentioned in the previous video, we did have some things not going well with this car. So here are some of them. I don't know if you can notice the gap there. It's completely off. We go from here where it's pretty much closed to down here where it's very open. Like you can see the inside. I don't know, the camera isn't really getting it, but yeah, you can see the difference from there. And even on the back, it's not really aligned. Like down here, it doesn't seem aligned at all. There's a gap in between the two things, so we'll have to address that. Then the car came with this really nice carbon fiber diffusers type of thing. I don't know if you can tell, it's all carbon. But they do have some damage all over here. So we will have to re-put some black gel coat on all the bottom trim, and here it's actually cracked. So yeah, it's a nice thing that they came with the car, but pretty much beaten up. Another issue that we were having was that whenever you would turn the window heater, this window would actually close down. So we're gonna be taking care of that. And this was actually disassembled in some parts. It is kind of flimsy even now. But anyways, I took apart the door card inside. And we're here fixing the issue with the handle that we got here. So the handle has two mounting points, one here and one down here, and the bottom one, as you can see, is missing. It actually fell inside, but while unscrewing it, it actually holed through the door, which is going to be a good thing but a bad thing at the same time. So yeah, carrying on in the car, the owner actually told me it's normal. It's not normal. I mean, fitted this to the original stereo for the 5-hour drive. But anyways, yeah, this is completely cracked and we have to fix it. Down there we have to fix the bottom part. There's actually an armrest that fits there. The bottom pillow that sits there kept on falling down, so we removed it for now, and then all of these parts fit loosely and they have like weird shit around them, and they're actually even kind of wet. But yeah. But this car, as I was saying, it drives like a dream. Drives awesomely. We took apart the compartment there to check for fuses because my rear camera isn't working. And the reverse light aren't working either. So guys, we've addressed the issue with the handle. So basically what I've done, I've used a double component glue to actually be able to re-weld on top of this permanently a washer that just will give me the precise, I don't know if you can see, but the hole is very precise, very accurate up here as well. We just glued back the original part. And what I will need this for is because being both the sides broken on this handle, here we have the door support broken, and up there it just broke. I don't know why. I guess it's all plastic and it's been kept like shit. But yeah, we're gonna be waiting for this to dry. This back in from the back, obviously, like that, like so, inside. And yeah, this is why we had to disassemble this. I got the bolts out. I will not bag them or anything like that because we're gonna fit this back and then put everything back in, perhaps with some sealer on this so that it's nicely insulated. And yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. So let's get back to work. So we got our little component here. We tried giving it a good clean. But yeah, this is the part where the glue is gonna go on, so we're gonna have to prep it somehow. So I will use the vise here, and I will actually scuff it up with the compressor a little bit. So here we have it, it's cuffed up, it's deep enough for the material to actually get into contact. And so yeah, we're gonna give it a final clean, make sure it's all nice and straight, fill it up with epoxy and actually put it in. I got the handle hooked up. You see, so I used the socket here to create a spacer so that the bolt inside here, can you even see the bolt? Damn, lack of light. But anyways, the bolt here is actually pressing into the little square in here, and I don't know if you can really see this, but anyways, the thing is, it's what we've prepped and cleaned up, got into here, so that we can weld it in just like in here. So now we will have to disassemble it, cover it up with glue, do the process all over again, fill the bottom of it especially full of glue, fix it up, and then we're gonna scuff outside here and actually fix with the fiberglass the inside of the door, even if it's not really necessary, because this is just for the handle and this is plenty strong enough. It's not about, it's a light door, it's just that being a square, when it started circling around, it broke this. So yeah, let's get down to doing now. Hopefully you can see here. Yeah, okay, so it's nicely bolted down and it's acting like creating a pressure. Now we're gonna fill in more epoxy from the back just to be sure, and that's it. We're gonna set it to dry for a bit and it's gonna be good. So now we're moving into another issue that this Evora has. As you can see, this is raised up, but there's no issue on this panel. There's an issue on this panel, because when you pull the handbrake all the way up, so when it actually stops the wheels, since it's gotten loose throughout the years, instead of re-regulating it, this old owners this car had started pulling up and broke this plastic trim, which we'll remove. Took off this, one of the plastic pieces came out, but it's just held in place with 4 clips, so this wasn't hard at all to remove. We're seeing some rippages on the actual gear shifter cloth around it, but yeah, we were gonna take this apart anyways. And as you can see here, there's tape used instead of the original mount, so we will have to find one of these pieces to actually fit it back onto that. So that's gonna go nice and flat and flush like Lotus intended it to. Now I'm gonna go and by hand remove these 2 screws here, and the whole e-brake cover should come out. The full AC controls and stuff out. We actually got a bunch of bolts here, down in here, some Phillips screws. The rest is actually pretty much loose. Oh yeah, there it is. So we'll take this apart and fix e-brake and armrest next. So guys, I'm really happy with how this whole thing turned out. nice and solid, and if you can see, there's epoxy going all the way through. Okay, so with this screw out and washer, now this thing should come loose. Yeah, it's loose. You can take it out. Fine. So, other than repairing this 12-volt plug holder, which, as you can see, is the same glue that was used on the door trim, it doesn't really hold much. We'll do a bunch more holes, and we'll fit it with epoxy. Will be a lot more rigid. Then I actually went ahead and built this spacer, which I think I showed you guys before. And yeah, I got longer bolts. They do match one another, these bolts, and they are actually like the stock ones. Before it only had one which was like this, the other one was actually a Phillips screw, and I didn't like how noticeable bolts were, and you know, different type of bolts. Anyways, this is what we're gonna be using today. It's an M5 riveted insert. Well, filleted insert, sorry. And yeah, we got already one hooked on here on the tool that allows us to fit them in and squeeze them into place. So we'll do that real quick, and then yeah, we should be almost good reassembling that. Because after I have to fix that, which is not a big deal, and perhaps we'll do that, so yeah. So we fully cleaned off the glue from this bracket. It fits in like that. But the thing is, I don't know if you can really, well, yeah, you can. Okay, it's all bent down here due to, as you can see, it has a broken tab here, so yeah, I will have to find 2 new tabs to actually fit here, and I have some old parts from other builds which I should be able to reuse. The only thing that I want to remove now, and that's why I got my heat gun out, is actually this bent on it, because this was originally straight, and we'll give a good clean to the leather with some leather product. Like this, it comes back to being new, and then we can fit it back together on the car. So here's the finished dash. We did give it a good clean. Unfortunately, here with all the play it was having, it did eat through the leather, but hopefully it shouldn't be seen. It's nice and straight now, so it can be fitted back. So guys, everything is done. We have one for here. It's missing the metal bracket on top, but I did that on purpose because, as you can see on the first one, I did catch it a bit with the epoxy, and that should be able to move. So on this one I took it off, and I will just fit it in the moment it's nice and dry. Also, I tried to make it a little bit bigger since it's a tiny bit smaller than the OEM one that Lotus installed. I can officially say that this is fully cured now. The 12-volt plug is all good. Took apart the Recaro seat. It's extremely nice. I love how flat this part is, and it's just a really nice seat overall. But yeah, we got bad news, unfortunately. So moving inside, it's a mess. The bottom here, obviously you can't see it on camera, but it's soaking wet. This whole thing is completely wet. This is wet as well. So I guess we won't be putting in the dash today, and yeah, what's basically gonna happen to this car is that it's gonna get back under the little tent I have in my garden. Unfortunately, as I said, I used to work on motorbikes, so I do not have a room big enough to fit this car in. And we'll fully strip down the whole interior completely, and from that on we'll start putting back in the new components. So we're going to be waiting on the new Alpine system to come in, so that we can rewire every single speaker system. right now we'll take apart this bar, the aluminum bar, and we'll try to remove all this panel, because there is a fuse box in there. I don't know if you guys can see, but anyways, we'll take this apart, and also the Twitter will get away from there and away from there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So guys, it's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We do have an Instagram account, tlr.customs on Instagram. You can follow us there and get some quick updates from the build and from the other builds we're also doing. And nothing, let me know if you're interested into knowing more details for what are the other builds that we did. Like perhaps I wanted to actually point out this Martini Williams build that we did. This is a bike we did last year, and it's a full tribute to the F1 Martini Williams racing team. So yeah, I mean, we do this stuff, we've been doing this stuff, me and my brother, for a very long time now. It's been about 10 years since we put our hands on the first motorbike. And yeah, we also did a custom-made Defender, which is now up for sale. So if anyone would be interested in that, don't forget to DM us on Instagram, and we'll give you more info about it, and there you can find all the pictures about it. It's a full all-ins converted Land Rover Defender. It's the latest version that came out, so not the new SUV type Defender, it's the original one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll see you guys next time on the second build of this, where we will actually finish working on the Evora. Well, we'll start getting into the customization part, which I guess you guys will be a lot more interested into seeing that than not us just fixing up the car and doing the mechanic job. It's not what we do. So yeah, I'll start ordering in the new parts and see what will come in by the next video, because due to this coronavirus shit, we're all in Italy, we're all stuck home, and yeah, there's basically nobody working. So nothing, hopefully we can get everything sorted out, and nothing. See you guys next time.